This is First Maccabees 3 and 46. It says, "Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Maspha over against Jerusalem. For Maspha was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel. Then they fasted that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads and rent their clothes and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images." I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatia from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. All right. And this sit down was inspired by the Palermo Cathedral. Okay, in Palermo, Sicily. About a month ago, the Lord blessed me to be able to go back overseas on vacation and, as usual, do some awesome reconnaissance work. And inside of this cathedral, you see this. Okay. Now, when you look at the inside of the cathedral, the architecture is fabulous. Obviously, it was Jake. But within this building, you see the blatant iconoclasm. And if you are a person that just so happens to see my videos, because I know I'm not a popular guy in this truth, and it ain't about popularity, but nonetheless, you may say, well, why do you always talk about iconoclasm? And the reason why I get on iconoclasm so much, especially going over to Europe, is because the idea and the agenda of Edomite supremacy could not succeed without iconoclasm. Do you honestly think that they could push forward the agenda of Edomite supremacy if the truth about Yahushai was being taught? Do you think that you would actually have Edomites walking around with an Edomite complex if the true images, their likenesses, and the truth of the Bible was taught? Absolutely not. And this is why I put so much emphasis, and this is why I try to do a lesson about iconoclasm, especially when I get a chance to go over to Europe, because without iconoclasm, the whole concept of Edomite supremacy, plantation Christianity, could not succeed, as you see here on the wall. Now, what you're seeing on the wall, the top portion of it, and it's on the bottom part too, is the book of Genesis, because on the top portion of this wall it's going to basically describe Genesis 1 through 3, if my memory serves me correctly, because right here you have Genesis 1 and 1, in the beginning. So I'm going to let this video play, and I'm just going to come back and point out two things, and then I'm going to close it up, because I could go on forever with this. But nonetheless, we'll play this video and we'll get some scriptures. Yeah, okay, and that's the end. It was a short video, nothing long, but as you can see, and I'll go back and like I said, go over a couple of things, just two things. First and foremost, right here, with the iconoclasm, you have a situation where God, who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh, okay, he's by himself and he's depicted as a Edomite. Now, we all know when you read the Bible and you do your diligent research, you know it wasn't Yahweh that created the heavens and the earth as the world has been taught to believe. Not in the sense that he did it, he's the architect behind it, but who actually did the physical work? No. Okay, and to prove that, let's go to actually we're going to get the blue letter on this. Genesis 1:1, and it says, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Now in a linear, God. So first of all, it's not even supposed to say God, it's supposed to say powers. But then you have the Yah and the Am. So it's Alahayim, which is plural, meaning powers. And let's get that definition. Rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods. Plural, 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 plural. Okay, Strong's definition, occasionally applied by way of difference to magistrates and sometimes as a superlative, angels. And let's look up that word in, let's look up this word. Magistrate. It says a judicial officer with limited authority to administer and enforce a law. A magistrate's court may have jurisdiction in civil or criminal cases or both. A high official of the state or a municipality in ancient Greece or Rome. A comparable office in medieval or modern institutions. Okay? But basically, people who have some power to administer and enforce the law. Now, who was given the law? The Israelites. And who are the Israelites that represent Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai? The elect. As the scripture says, has Israel attained that which is seeking? Let me just get that. Let me just get that instead of paraphrasing. You know what? I'm not even going. I'm gonna get a different one. Care. That's a better one. Care for his elect. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and let me see. Boy, this whole third chapter is on point. I'm going to start at 4 just so we can get some context. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 4. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And who's being punished in the sight of men? Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. But why is our hope full of immortality? because we know that the kingdom belongs to Israel. Like the disciples told Yahweh Shai when he was on the scene. Hast thou come now to restore the kingdom to Israel? So the ones being afflicted are the Israelites. But our hope is full of immortality because we know that we have the kingdom. We got next. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For God proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations. Sounds like some magistrates. And have dominion over people. Sounds like magistrates and powers too. And their Lord shall reign forever. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. So, in Genesis 1:1, these powers, these judges, these rulers, these magistrates are Israelites, particularly the elect. All right. So now we're going to go to another part in this video that you're going to see. As you can see, this madness right here. All right, as you can see, this is supposed to be Adam and Eve. And they just walking around so-called naked in the garden, which we all know that's part of the lie of plantation Christianity. Adam and Eve were not naked. But we're going to read the scripture and we're going to prove that. So let's go to okay, Genesis 2 and I'm going to get to the point. And Yahweh power said, it is not 2:18, Genesis 2:18. And Yahweh power said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him. And out of the ground, Yahweh power formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air and brought them into Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle and to the fowl of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helpmeet for him. And Yahweh power caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which Yahweh God had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. It says, I'm finished going into Genesis 3, and it says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh power had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. For the Most High know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them were both and the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. Okay, and that's the story we have here. That's the misguided interpretation of this story. Okay, there you go. And he created Adam. Then there's Eve. Then there's Adam and Eve and the tree. And that's the depiction. Eve giving Adam so-called the fruit. And now they're getting kicked out the garden. They got the fig leaves on, and they get kicked out the garden. But Adam and Eve were not naked. And to prove that, we're going to go to, let me see. I want to say it's in Exodus. It's in Exodus, but I can't remember where it is. Exodus 32, and we got to read up so we can get the context. Well, this is the part where Aaron, Moses' brother, made the golden calf. All right. So we're going to start at 19. And it came to pass as soon as he came nigh into the camp, because Moses was on top of the mountain, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands and brake them beneath the mount. And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it in the fire, and ground it into powder, and strawed it upon the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it. And Moses said unto Aaron, What did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought so great a sin upon them? And Aaron said, Let not the anger of my Lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people that they are set on mischief. For they said unto me, Make us gods which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we want not what is become of him. And I said unto them, Whosoever hath any gold, let them break it off. So they gave it me. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame amongst their enemies. Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, Who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. But the point is in 25. It is, let me read it again. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame amongst their enemies. Okay? Now, these people weren't literally naked, all right? Because we all know, according to the law, okay, you can't be looking at your brother naked, your sister-in-law naked, your mother-in-law naked, all right, your son's wife naked, all right, your daughter's husband naked. That's going off. They were naked because they sinned. They were naked because they disobeyed the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They were naked because they had been exposed. The truth exposed them. It exposed their wicked deed, just like Adam and Eve. So this right here is completely going off. completely going off. And this type of plantation Christianity has been successful for hundreds of years. And now, since the men of the Lord have waken up out of their slumber through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, now the truth is being put back on the earth. You got plenty of brothers that are doing sit downs on the history of the Dark Ages and the Bible. Okay, we got the elder Malcolm in our camp, the elder brother Nagab. All right, those two brothers go into the history a lot. Because once you destroy the iconoclasm, the rest of the narrative cannot help but fall. And see, this is why, as we say, Bad Uncle Esau is so mad right now, because this narrative, the iconoclasm, and the narrative that's attached to it, it's been destroyed. The truth is now being restored, and it can't be ignored. And I can probably end it on 2nd Ezra, was that 6 and 27? 2nd Ezra 6 and 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And that truth is that the one true power of the Bible, his real name is Yahweh. His son's name is Yahweh Shai. They were both what the world would ignorantly call so-called black men. And the only people that they love on this entire earth are so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. So that's all I'm going to say on this. I hope you all were edified. Until next time, we're going to say shalom.